Good morning or good afternoon. Thanks to everybody that could join us today. So I'm David Kingsbury. You're attending our DeepTarget user group exclusive webinar for May 23rd. And we're so excited about the content we have. And I have a couple other things. First, I want to introduce our normal sidekick, Helen Triplett.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody.
So Helen's going to, as you all know, she'll have Helen's hints here in just a moment. And then we also have Sagar.
Welcome, everyone. Hello.
Sagar's our data scientist. He's going to review a little bit on some new technology that's coming. And then finally, I want to introduce Brenda Pierce. Hello, Brenda.
Hey, glad to be here.
Brenda's part of our customer success team, so she's going to be joining us going forward. She's got a deep history in marketing and customer engagement, and we couldn't be more excited to have Brenda here this morning. So without further ado, we're going to go right into topics that we're going to cover today. And first of all, as usual, we're going to talk about some digital marketing trends. Brenda's going to lead that discussion this morning. Sagar is going to have his insight section. We're going to talk a little bit about machine learning. Some of you guys out there, we've engaged with already about that, and we've been talking about it for some time. And our last month's webinar had detargeting, which had the first hints of machine learning coming. So, and then Helen's hints will start, and it's not really a hint, it's a big deal. We just had a new release.
That's right.
And we would love to, you guys tell us, did you notice anything different in your dashboards? So, it's kind of subtle, but what we did is a lot of work underneath, okay? And then finally, we're going to take a look at a case study, and then we're going to do some award winners today. So I know everybody's on the edge of their seat for that, right?
Yay.
Yeah. So great. Really excited about some of the work you guys are doing out there. So that's fantastic. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm going to ring in Brenda to talk a little bit about what's going on out in the industry. So Brenda, what do you got?
Okay, so today's theme will be about predictive analytics and machine learning and that sort of thing. It is a hot topic right now, and if you go out and I just Googled predictive analytics or machine learning or AI, and you get all kinds of, you pull up all kinds of great articles. Here's one about from the Financial Brand newsletter, which is a great source. But all predictive analytics, all it is just using your computer to predict future events. And you guys have all this great data out there. And so what this will do is it'll be able to utilize that data and make predictions.
Right, on your behalf. So, right, Brenda? So,
yeah.
It's if you will, it's an automated process that targeting will occur and reoccur without your intervention, right?
Right, and it's easy. It's just a click of a button.
That's right. That's right. So we're really excited about that. So I know a lot of you guys have been looking at it, and it's becoming a big mainstay of interest for the financial industry. So many of you may already have some things implemented with it, but we're really excited that the next release of DeepTarget is going to have some of that capability as well. Right, Sagar?
That's correct.
All right. Great. Okay. Next slide.
Yeah. Let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to take you back to the days. Predictive analytics to me made me think of the magic 8-ball. You know, is Johnny going to ask me out for Friday night? Yes or no? You got a 50% shot, right?
Are you going back to when you were a child? Because many people on the call might not even have a clue what the 8-ball is.
Yo, those were fun. So you need to. I think they kind of made their way back.
They still exist.
Yes. Sagar, you don't even know what an 8-ball is, do you? You know what an 8-ball is. Yeah, so. Oh.
It's caught up.
So anyway, it's just, that's the old way to predict, right? So the new way is like the machine learning. And what's great about machine learning is it's great for the customer, but it's also really good for you. The customer gets a better user experience. You're focusing on the customer need when they need something, so they feel more satisfied and they feel like you're engaging them. And so especially millennials, they expect it. They expect that personalization. What you get out of it is you increase your customer relationship It really makes them feel, like you know them. It gives you better insights, and you can make better decisions. You get better qualified leads. You can model, what you're doing today with your ads. You can do lookalike campaigns. So you find the perfect target person, and then you model that.
That's right, and we know a lot of you guys already do that today, but it's pretty painful in the amount of time it takes to do that. But imagine that all happening automatically.
Yeah. So you take all that data, and it takes a look at your past history, and then it predicts what you're going to do next. And so it's a win-win for both you and your customers. And so under marketing trends, if you read this quote, it just talks about you're engaging your customers in interactions based on their needs, their life stages, aspirations, and their account spending. So it's all about the customer, but it benefits you as well. So having said that, this is a perfect lead-in for Sagar to talk about what's ahead with DeepTarget and predictive analytics.
Great. So what is the future, Sagar?
So obviously, since we're talking about predictive analytics, machine learning directly relates to it, and that is the future that we're looking into as well at DeepTarget, because we love to be always innovative and provide you all the latest technology as our customers.
That's right, and I'll interject. So we hear a lot of times from you guys how easy the product is to use. That's because we have so many capabilities underneath, so that all that's actually unveiled to you guys are just that simple interface. So
Correct.
we keep striving to do that.
Correct.
Okay?
So DeepTarget's machine learning initiative is basically designed to help our customers provide an out-of-the-box intelligent marketing technology, which you can enable for any campaign, and that will help you have an increased engagement in terms of the accounts or the sales that happen, whether it's different types of consumer loans that you have, or auto loans, or savings accounts that you're looking to target your members with. So the machine learning is basically the technology that will be underlying the predictive analytics that we run, and that is the future that we're looking at. So we're currently actively working on developing that project.
That's right.
And we have, as David mentioned, by next release we're expecting to.
Yeah. So what would that look like in next release?
So let's talk about the value proposition that you're stepping into, David.
Okay.
So we're looking at a lot of advantages to this. In short term, we're expecting a lot more increase in sales, which directly relates to the KMI metric that we have in your management report.
The key impression indicator.
The key impression indicator.
That's right.
Thank you. So that's gonna directly again relate to the increase in sales. Also, these campaigns that you'll be able to create and turn on the targeting for will all be automated. So you will be able to smartly target your members based on the machine learning with just a click of a button.
So it's just a toggle.
Exactly.
Are you saying it's just a toggle under campaign settings?
Exactly.
Where I just hit one button and it takes over, and I don't have to create a rule.
It's gonna automatically understand which are the people who should be targeted with the campaign, and it's gonna show the campaigns to those people.
That's amazing.
Instantly.
That's amazing. And it monitors itself.
Yes, it does. It does. So there will be an underlying self-learning ability behind these campaigns. So every month when you send us your data, the system will automatically learn which campaigns are the right ones for which kind of members, and show those campaigns to all those customers.
So staying in the short term, do we have any partner credit unions and banks that are teaming with us to try this out?
Yes, we have a few beta customers that we've partnered with.
There you go.
And we're working with them to understand what kind of impact this is going to have on your campaign, so that we can provide you more direct and relevant information on how it's going to impact your customer base in the future.
That's right. So we've already reached out to a few. We'd like to have 3 to 5.
Right.
customers so if you're interested and we look at your data and feel like you're a good candidate, let us know, and maybe we add you to that list. You don't have to do anything. We just basically work with you to trial it on one or two of your campaigns over the next 90 days. So that's the plan.
Yep.
So let us know if you're interested. Okay.
Yep. And so that's what's going on underneath in the innovation space at DeepTarget. So I'm going to hand it back to David here.
Well, did you finish the long term?
Wait. Yeah. So as I said, the automation is going to be a big thing in terms of the long term. It's also going to have the self-learning ability. So every month your data will be provided to us, and the system will automatically optimize your campaigns. And in the future, we're also looking at optimizing the ad space. So right now, the sequence of your ads is random that shows up for your members, but based on the probabilities or the affinity of which campaign should be shown to the member, the ads will automatically be stacked in that right order.
So it will automatically reprioritize based on the machine learning tendencies of each individual customer or member, right?
Yes, that
all
exactly
automatically.
Right. Exactly, and this will obviously be an add-on feature. You will still be able to do your own rules. That's not going anywhere, but this will be a really, really cool and innovative feature to target your members more effectively.
That's awesome, Zara. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, so reach out to us if you'd like to learn more, be a part of that, okay? So now we have the ever infamous Helen's Hints. Helen, tell us what you got going on there.
Hi. You may not have even noticed because DeepTarget does its releases automatically, but we made a new product release this week. And mainly it was focused on some underlying framework and architectural changes that we wanted to make, but we did make a few facelifts to our user interface. So.
Right, but does that mean that maybe the product's even faster? No? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
So let's look at what we've got here. You may have noticed that when you logged in on your dashboard, you saw your pie chart looked a little bit different, and you may have wondered, why's it got a hole in the middle? We did change the the way it looks. So we changed it to a donut chart as opposed to a pie chart. That's more popular.
We studied hundreds of users, and they chose the donut look rather than the pie look.
People like donuts better than pie, I guess. I don't know.
That's somewhat true. So okay.
But there's the functionality is still the same. It just has different view there for you.
Check out your donut. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
All right.
All right. And our next change that we made is on rotational ads. Before you would always go into settings and it would say multi-ad parameters. That was kind of an odd kind of term. So we changed that to something that's more conventional. It makes more sense. So you'll see that on your settings drop down and also on the title of the dialog that comes up. So that's where you change your ad rotation. And this is one thing that we want to encourage you to use ad rotation if you're not, because views and impressions, actually do end up being sales. So if you don't get it out there, they're not going to click on it. They can't click on it.
That's right. And we actually don't recommend your delay be 2 seconds. We actually recommend it to be a little higher. This is test case, but I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, well, and while we're on that subject, let's talk about that.
Okay.
We could do a little training here in the meantime.
Helen.
You always want your delay probably to be maybe 5 to 7 seconds is really a good one. However, if you have animated GIF files for your banners, you want to make sure that you allow enough time for those GIF files to complete before going to your next banner. So just keep that in mind if you have those.
Great. Good hint, Helen.
Okay, and the next one, this is something that we listen to our customers about because I think with compliance being a big deal for you, when a customer clicks on a banner and you're going outside of your financial institution's website, sometimes you want to have a message there to say, hey, we're leaving the website, we're not responsible for the content or whatever that's on that one. So we've added a capability in here, what we call a speed bump. And it's currently available in online banking and web. Right now, it's not supported in mobile. So we wanted to make sure that you were clear on that. And it's available for our ShareOne and WRG customers. NetTeller is going to be forthcoming, I would say this year. And then for Allergent and Jwala customers, it's handled through a custom implementation. So that's done through an API, and that's something that you would need to talk with your with Allergent about doing that. So to use the interface within DeepTarget, it's a two-step process. So we can move on.
And I just want to make sure so everybody understands this is when you're exiting to another site, you have to warn the customer. That's just a new privacy kind of thing. Okay.
So right now, we've added a new drop down on the settings on your toolbar. It's called Speed Bump Content, and the Speed Bump Content is one global text box that's going to come up for all of your speed bumps. So you can't do one like if I'm going to a mortgage or I'm going to whatever.
So if I have any campaign that's going to redirect outside of their current online banking, like maybe to an auto loan page or something, every one of those speed bumps will get this one message.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Okay,
so you're going to go to settings and you're going to click Speed Bump Content, and then you're going to come up with this form. And this is where you can configure what your text is going to be. So you can choose your font, the font size, the title that's going to be on the dialogue that's going to be presented to them, and the message that you want. Now, DeepTarget has put a default one in there. You're welcome to use that or change it. I mean, it's we wanted it to be to have something there generic. And then there's a button text down there, and so that's what the text that you want to be on there when that person agrees, or you can say continue, I agree, go ahead, whatever you want to say, that's what you want to put in that form. But then we've got a preview button down here. And when you preview it, this will show you what that speed bump is going to look like. So everything that you've put in this content type is going to be over there. And then to exit out of that form, you just click cancel just while you're doing the preview, and so that's going to get you out of there.
Okay.
So that's how you do this. That's how you create your content. So let's go to the next page.
Okay.
So how do you configure it? So for your online, when you're in your online banking tab and add settings, you're going to go down to the bottom there where on the go to URL, and you're going to click the check button for speed bump.
That's right.
And you're going to enable that, and then that'll be for that particular ad, when it's clicked on, that speed bump that you've defined in that content will appear.
Correct. And then once they hit continue or go for it or what have you, then it'll take them to that external
That's right.
That's right. Page, right.
That's right.
Okay. Great. So good stuff.
Okay. And the next one is what we were talking about a little bit earlier. This is a gateway architecture. So this is underlying framework that we have put in place just in case you want custom channels. Right now, before you could do online banking, mobile, email, and web. Those were the 4 channels that you could create. But what if that you wanted to create ads to put them in e-statements or PFMs and other kinds of channels? So this allows that, and this is not something that's through an interface, through a user interface that you're going to see in DeepTarget right now. But this requires integration with that particular partner or provider for those e-statements or whatever. So if you're interested in this, you need to contact us here at DeepTarget.
That's right. So what it says is if you do have, for instance, a PFM provider and you would like to have ads displayed there, let us know and we can work with your PFM provider about that. But also you may have some kind of custom interface to your members or customers, such as a kiosk out in your branch lobbies that your IT team may have written. And we could, with your IT team, do this integration to add that ad into the kiosk. So that's been, we've had several requests in that direction. Okay.
So the beauty of all this is that within the DeepTarget application, it's a one-stop shop. You can go in here and design your ads to go in all those different channels.
That's right. Great. So this is a big deal. We're having many more customers ask us to deploy the ads from the DeepTarget, if you will, control administrative environment to multiple channels at once. So we've had a lot of pickup on web which is a free capability today, email, mobile, and online banking. So now, with this integration capability, this new API, you could add other channels that would be unique for you. Okay? Great. All right. Perfect.
And one of the other things is, since the last webinar, we've put a few more banners, a few more images out in the image library. And so these are just some ads that we created just so you can get some examples, and you might want to think about student loans or college funding, or people are doing a lot of vacation loans right now. So, some of these are some new images that we have out there that you're welcome to use.
I know this. I want to go to the beach right away, and I've never found a shell that pretty. So that makes me want to go.
Yep.
Yep. So Helen does a great job with all of our graphics and our imagery that's available inside of DeepTarget. So just remember that if you need to put something up quick, certainly.
And if you need some help on figuring out how to use the image library, please call us or send us an email at support@deeptarget.com.
That's right. We'll walk you through it again. Okay. Excellent.
All right.
Thank you, Helen. All right. So now we're going to take a look at a case study today, as we do every month. And this case study is with Lebanon Federal Credit Union. And our contact there, actually our good friend Elena and Sarah. Sarah does all the back-end electronic services. Elena does all the marketing. And in fact, Sarah creates all this content herself. And she couldn't be here today. She wanted to be, but she's off doing a branch opening. So we know that you guys, all the marketing professionals, wear multiple hats. But she was real excited about us case studying what she's been doing. And so let's just go ahead and take a look, and we'll, Brenda and I'll provide some commentary in just a second about that. But they are a $225 million asset FI with about 6,000 digital users, online banking and mobile. And what's really interesting about Elena, as all of you guys, which we really appreciate, is you really want to build a strong community amongst your customers and members. And so that's reflected in what Elena's been doing. We'll talk about that, okay? So first of all, this is an example, well, this is her website, and what we like about that is it has rotation, and certainly, and then it's got images that Elena had created, both for the website and the other channels. So you're going to see that show up as part of the case study here. So the other thing that I just wanted to point out and remind everybody about, we talked a lot about it last year, and we want to just bring it back to the forefront of your attention that it's important for you to have a campaign framework of what you're deploying across an informational level to all your users, and perhaps all user consumer loans, home loans or investments, very specific ones per product category, and then targeting based on actual category, and then sub-targeting. And you guys are doing this in a lot of ways, but we want you to just remember that generational targeting, meaning people like to see people they think they look like smiling with the products they're looking for. So that's really key today. And so we know you'll have great success there. You can have varying equal success in other capacities, but that's somewhat of a foundational concept, right? I'm looking at Brenda, right? Foundational concept in digital marketing today.
Absolutely.
So thank you for that, Brenda.
You're welcome.
Caught Brenda off guard with that one. So let's take a look at what Elena has done, and we're looking back just in the month of April. And what you first notice immediately is this: she's got this really broad campaign framework across all of her categories, which is a great concept. Now, we have many of you guys out there that for each period, we'll say month or quarter, may run a very focused set of campaigns. Maybe you'll do savings and checking and just a couple loans, auto loans and consumer loans. So just 4 product categories for a period, and then switch over, so forth. They've elected to have a broader perspective, and they're actually receiving really nice results across the board. But notice, remember what we said earlier, building a community is key to Elena, and so she has a lot of events, displayed, and she has a lot of unassigned, which are basically more things related to just promotional type things that they're offering. Whether it be, go with a wireless communication firm that we're teamed with, that just FYI's kind of thing, to be better, and then here's where you can join with us. And then savings, mortgage, home equity, IRA, and so forth. So great mix. And so if you now apply that to the campaign framework, you start to see this great mix. So just by showing you this and her conceptualizing her framework or her strategy, you begin to see that she's got good coverage. So that makes you feel real good about that. Now, she does have some deeper dives into each one, but I don't show those, but just the broad relationship of her strategy.
You know, hey, David, if you go back to that, what I thought was interesting when we were talking to Elena is that she throws in the events and kind of keeps it fresh, but she wants it to be less salesy. So she throws in events in there in the rotation so that
community building.
Yeah, and
it makes to keep them mindful of all the opportunities they have to get together as with events and so forth. So exactly.
Yeah.
That's a great point. And
well, she also mentioned how the rotating banners was very helpful. And so, throwing the events into the mix.
That's right. And she applauded us. I'm reaching around and patting ourselves on the back right now. That she'd come to the user group webinars and had actually forgotten about the capability to rotate banners, and that she turned it on, and it made some real strong impact. So you guys double check that
this rotating
ad rotation and consider doing that as well. Okay, perfect. So then, online banking mobile channels, these are the results, again, across all those channels, and not surprisingly enough, a little bit more on the mobile side as far as unique impressions occurring, a lot more click-throughs on the mobile side. And again, that's we all know that's online banking. You tend to go into the website online banking side a lot less than you do mobile. So that's the representation here. But in any case, so what kind of ads has Elena been developing? Well, here's a set of views that she's done. And remember, I stress that she's created these herself and then populated them in DeepTarget. And she really has captured the theme of having the people in the ad, certainly on the larger OOB side, but then as much as possible on the mobile ads. And what's really great about her design is it's a great image that grabs you, and then space allowing, it's a very small message that pushes you right into your interest. Remember, when we talked about it, Helen and I talked about it a lot these past few webinars, studies show that you have 2 seconds to capture attention. And the first minute and a half is related to the visual. Minute and a half. Second and a half is related to the visual, and the next half second is that 3-word phrase, home equity loans up to 100% loan to value, save $250. Life is a journey, enjoy the ride. So whatever capture them, right, Helen?
Yes, and one thing here to note is that on all of her ads, whether they're mobile or whatever, every one of them have a call to action. It's like learn how, see more, those types of things. And, because sometimes if you have an ad up there, sometimes people don't know that they need to click, or they can get further information, or they can apply just by clicking there. So that's important to think about when you're doing your ad creation.
Right. Please, all of the technology can be great to get the relevant offer in front of them, but if the ad isn't also highly relevant and I'll say eye-catching, then you're not going to have optimal results, right? So great stuff. I wanted to point out, and I know a lot of you guys have done this as well, and we really appreciate that, but we're honoring our military. Certainly, and I just wanted to point out that she's she's also got a Memorial Day tribute type ad as well that it has incidentally had phenomenal results. And I know a lot of you guys have, and so hats off to all of our fallen heroes.
And one thing I want to mention too is that if you don't have time to go out there and find an image yourself, or you already have one created, the Deep Target Image Library, if you go into the holidays category in the images, we've got a number of different kind of red, white, and blue type things out there that you can use for 4th of July, Memorial Day, and different things. So, and you can zoom in different areas. Maybe you just want to do red and white, or just do blue and white. So just know that you can use our product to create these ads, you know, similar to what Lebanon's done.
Perfect. That's right. Thank you, Helen. One other, I just want to point out that Elena also uses our personalization in many of her ads as well. And again, you can put that right in on top of your content if it's created by another team. If you're outsourcing your digital content, just have them leave a space at the top of whatever wording that you have to make it personalized. Everybody we know wants to see their name and feel more personalized, and if it's a relevant offer with their name, what is going back to Dale Carnegie, which is a little bit dated for many of you, but what's the most important word that every person wants to hear above all else is their name. Okay, so just don't forget that. Okay, and then what else has she done? Well, she's turned on the priorities for those campaigns that are top of mind across those broad categories. So great set of priorities set, and so we're excited about that. I'll swing back towards Sagar, so I really don't have to worry about that on a campaign that has machine learning. It's machine learning driven, correct?
That's the idea.
Yeah, that's right. That'll be killer.
And I want to note here too, because she's running a number of campaigns. You know, it's not like she's got 4 campaigns running. She's got, you know, around 30 campaigns running.
Right.
That's why you're going to see that she's got a number here on her prioritized list.
Right.
You know, that's not going to be, you know, you don't want to prioritize everything, but because hers are so broad, she wants to do that.
That is correct. And the targeting in most cases is different. So these are different segments of members that she's reaching, and she's wanting these campaigns to show up first. Okay? And then is she doing rotation? Oh, yes, she is. So 3 displays for 10 seconds each. So fantastic. She's using all of the stuff that we're talking about. And because of that, this is her management report recently, and a KEI of last month of 25 and a KMI of 97. You'll notice both of these, the smaller the better, as we all know. So her KMI has been reducing over time as she is continuing to refine her strategy, her campaign strategy. So it takes her, on average, 97 unique logged-in users to receive 1 sales transaction, and 25 uniquely logged-in individuals seeing 1 ad to get 1 click. So that's awesome, and the results have been great. So we're really excited about all of her overall success. So big round of applause for Elena, even though she couldn't be here. She wants to hear the she can't wait to hear the live recording. Brenda, one more thing?
Yeah, just one more thing. One of her best practices, I thought this was really a good idea. Every Monday morning, she goes in and just takes a quick look to make sure everything is running correctly. She just oversees everything. She also said that when she's creating an ad, she's not just creating it for DeepTarget, but she is looking at the slider, the newsletter, the TV lobby display. So when she creates one look, she's putting it in multiple places. So anyway, I just thought those were some good best practices.
That's right. And she also said she checks in once a month, and if she's going to deploy a new campaign, she can do all the work she needs to do in just 2 to 3 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's really impressive.
Yeah.
Remember, she creates the content herself. So amazing work there.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So thank you for that, Brenda. And then finally, awards time.
Yeah.
So let's talk about first of all, we're going to talk about the campaign of the month for May of 2019. And who could it be? Who do you imagine it is? It's We've got to send her an award for that. So all the great work that she's done. We're so happy for her and what she's doing, and she's a great example. And I'm sure she'd be happy to talk to anybody as well about her success that she's had. She is just doing an amazing job. So thank you to Elena. And then the overall digital marketing superstar of the month goes to, no way, is that Ethan Blackstone? So Memphis City employees, so many of you that were on last month may remember that Ethan won the campaign of the month for his broad framework and all the results that he had. And Ethan started with Memphis City Employees Credit Union in just around the first of the year. And he came in and he learned about DeepTarget and he jumped right in and he said, he told his manager that he was going to do everything he could to win the DeepTarget awards. And he won the campaign of the month and he won the superstar of the month. And look at these numbers for just last month. He's got an overall KEI of 18, 808 clicks in the month of April,
Wow.
386 influence transactions,
That's tremendous.
a KMI of the lowest that we've had in recorded history.
Woo!
So KEI of 18, KMI of 39. Unbelievable word! So, fantastic work to both Ethan and Elena, and I know a lot of you guys are just as deserving, but there's only one winner. So thank you guys for all the great work that you're doing out there. We're so happy with all the things that you're doing. Please keep us in your thoughts as you go to work. Request your success meetings. We're happy to sit down, go through the performance metrics with you, make suggestions to you. Wouldn't you like to hear Helen one-on-one give you some ad ideas? I would like that too. She won't spend much time with me. So that's everything for today. Thank you guys for all that you do for us. We actually ended it in under 40 minutes so you guys can get back to those happy marketing events. So thank you guys. Happy Memorial Day, right, team?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
You guys have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you again next month. Thank you guys very much. Bye-bye.